Hello, book people. PT here. It is the last Thursday of the month, which means it is time to talk about my TBR for May 2015. First up, I kind of failed in one of my books last month. I did not finish it, and that was Authority by Jeff Vandermeer, part of the Southern Reach trilogy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the last two books this month, which is Authority and Acceptance. I really like the first one of these a lot. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I talked about it last month, but I'm looking forward to reading the last two in this series, and that's probably my top priority this month. Next, I'm going to be reading Ancillary Justice. Now let me talk about the title for a minute, because I've always said that word ancillary, but everyone I've ever heard say it on BookTube has said ancillary. So ancillary, I don't know if I say it wrong or if it's just a regional thing, but I tend to say ancillary. So I don't know. Anyway, that was an unnecessary diversion because, this is a book that's won a ton of praise, won a ton of awards, and I'm very interested in reading it. Looking forward to it this month. Then for Year of Kazmir, I'm going to read Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. This is a book I would say I literally know nothing about. I have zero idea about what the plot of this is. I think it was Brandon Sanderson's first published book. Other than that, don't know anything about it. So that's kind of fun. It's not too often you go into it completely blind on a book. I usually at least read a little of the back cover and know a little bit about it. So should be fun. Interested in checking it out. Hope you join in the Year of Kazmir. Don't tell me what it's about in the comments though. Next we have Throne of the Crescent Moon by Saladin Ahmed. This is a fantasy novel that takes place in kind of a Middle Eastern based setting. I know it involves jinns, and that excites me. I don't know too much else about it other than I know it was in Brock from Let's Read's Best Novels of the Year last year, so that in and of itself makes me excited to read it. So I'm really interested to read this one, and I'll let you know what I think when I do. Next up, I'm going to be reading For Whom the Bell Trolls. This is an anthology of short stories about trolls. It's written by a lot of independent authors, a lot of self-published authors, and I'm very excited to read this because, sometimes it's hard to find good indie authors, and it's something that I want to do. I committed to do that this year, and I haven't done a great job of it. I've read some, but I haven't read as many as I wanted to. So I know a couple of the authors in here, and they're great. So I want to find more, and I want to use this anthology to do so. A couple other cool things about this anthology is the proceeds from this are going to Equality Now, I believe. So it's going to a good cause, and also it's illustrated, so lots of cool troll drawings inside from what I hear. And it kind of crosses the gambit, lots of different genres. It's, you've got scary stories about trolls, funny stories about trolls, maybe romance about trolls. I don't know. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And if you, like me, are wanting to check out more indie authors but not sure where to start, maybe check out this anthology, For Whom the Bell Trolls. I'll be sure and do a review after I read it. Finally, two comics I'm going to read this month. First up, I've got The New Frontier by Darwin Cook. Darwin Cook is one of my favorite comic book artists. You can see his style here. Just kind of a real classic, clean lines, really cool style. I really like his Batman. You can see it there. Kind of a really classic. All his characters are very classic. But this is a story about 1950s that takes place kind of in the 1950s and maybe the 60s also, when these characters are first kind of coming on the scene in the DC universe. So it's a very highly acclaimed series that I have never read, so looking forward to it. And the final comic I'm going to read this month is Revival. Revival is a horror comic about a small town in Wisconsin, and there I'm already interested because I lived for a long time in a small town in Wisconsin. But in this small town, apparently a bunch of the dead come back, not like as zombies, but like just back their normal selves. And it's a mystery to see what's going on with them, and maybe there's some horrible stuff's going to happen. I don't know. But this book is by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton. Tim Seeley is a really good writer. He wrote Hack Slash, which is a really fun comic about a girl who was kind of like the lone survivor of a horror movie kind of scenario, and then goes and decides to like take the fight to the monsters and starts going after all like the horror movie kind of killers, hunting them down. So that's a fun series. I like his writing a lot. Mike Norton is a Chicago guy that I've met a couple times, and I really enjoy his work as well. So I'm really looking forward to Revival. I'll let you know what I think of it after I read it. That's going to do it for me. That is my May TBR. What are you looking to read this month? Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.